Alright guys, welcome back. In this video I'm going to be showing you guys some really awesome stuff that you can do with vectors. Definitely a lot more interesting than the last video. So let's go ahead and get started. Now the first thing I want to show you guys is a shortcut in how to make specific vectors. So let's go ahead and make a vector called slammer, of course. What else are we going to name it? Now, whenever you want to create a simple vector with a range of numbers, say you want to create a list of numbers 1 to 5, what you can do is you can do it before C1, 2, 3, yada yada yada, but there's a shorter, much easier way. Type the first number in the list, then make the colon right next to the L on your keyboard, and then type the last number. Now, what you're going to do is you're basically telling R, make a vector of numbers or a list of numbers 1 to 5, and that's it. Boom, roasted. So now whenever we print it out, check it out. And slammer not found because I didn't run it all. As you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that is a much easier way, especially when you're creating, a list larger than 5 numbers. So this is useful, like maybe you need to assign everyone a user ID and maybe have 2,000 people. Well, all you do is do 1 to 2,000 and boom, one easy line of code. Now, aside from that, you can also use negative numbers. So if you have another vector called bacon, you can make a list of numbers, let's say -3 to -12. And now when you run this, well, there's that 2000, I forgot that. So anyways, this is a good example. Make a list of, or make a vector 1 to 2000. Definitely a lot easier than typing out all those numbers. And this example that I'm showing you, -3 to -12, works perfectly on negative numbers as well. So let's go ahead and clear that console and also delete this as well. And now I want to show you guys something that you're probably going to poop your pants after seeing this. Whenever you have vectors of equal length, you can do some really awesome stuff to them together. So let's go ahead and make a vector called A, and we'll just use the numbers 1, 2, and 3 in this one. And now make another vector that also has 3 numbers in it. The numbers don't really matter. We'll just go from like 7 to 9. So now A and B, as you can see, they have 1, 2, 3, and 7, 8, 9. But here's the cool thing. What you can do is you can actually type something like this, A plus B. Now whenever you run it, check out what happens. It adds the first item in the list together, then the second ones, and then the third ones. So how freaking cool is that? This saved you a bunch of code. What it can do essentially is loop through each vector simultaneously and perform mathematical operations to each item at a time. Pretty freaking awesome. And another thing that I want to mention is sometimes before you do these operations, you're going to want to check the length of one or more vectors. So what you can do to do this, actually, let me go ahead and delete all this. And I'm typing in the wrong space. You can use the length function, and this takes a vector as a parameter, and what this is going to return is the number of items in that list. So of course, A has 3 items in it, the numbers 1, 2, and 3, and the vector B has 3 items in it, the numbers 7, 8, and 9. So now, if we want to do something like make sure they match and then go ahead and do something like A times B, then we can go ahead and do that as well. So that is some cool stuff that you can do with vectors. It's more than just creating lists. It's, what we can do with these vectors that makes this such an awesome programming language. And eventually, I'm going to be showing you guys how to do even better stuff like making cool charts and graphs and a whole bunch of awesome stuff like that. But for now, thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. And also, check out my website, buckysroom.org. Coolest website on the internet. I'll see you next time.